Hello and welcome. Glad you've all tuned in. So much Invictus news to get into, so let's get straight into this. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have kicked off their 3-day visit to Canada. Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan joined competitors at a winter training camp to mark the 1-year-to-go countdown to the Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025. So we're here with the first images of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, who are spending today in Whistler to attend a training camp 1 year ahead of the 2025 Invictus Games. So this is the first update. Prince Harry and Meghan had the honor of being welcomed to visit the Mount Currie Community Centre on the traditional territory of the Lillywat Nation. After the meeting Prince Harry and Chief Dean Nelson had last November, the chief invited the couple to visit their land and to speak with their chief of the Lillywat Nation, as well as other tribal councillors and members of their community. The couple learned about their wheelchair basketball program, created as an inclusive adaptive sport to bring young people together. The Duke and Chief Nelson joined students and young adults in an exciting game of wheelchair basketball, cheered on by government officials, members of the Invictus community, and partners. Upon their arrival, the Duke and Duchess received a traditional welcome and were presented symbolic gifts for their family, including a traditional basket, which takes over a year to make, and a hand-carved cedar art piece. The couple were humbled to be invited and extend their deepest gratitude to Chief Nelson, Chief Gelbkal, and the people of Lillywat Nation for their generous hospitality and kindness. So there you can see the pictures of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex at the wheelchair basketball event. Here is Meghan hugging one of the ladies there, and Prince Harry in the background, seeming to have a very interesting one-on-one. I love how personal that moment is, and the atmosphere seems amazing. I love this picture here outside with Prince Harry and Meghan petting a dog, and the couple once again looked fabulous. And I love the look that they both have, very complimentary. They were both dressed in very long coats, overcoats. Meghan is wearing a striped blue and white shirt with dark jeans and a pair of dark brown high boots, and Prince Harry was wearing a dark top, some khaki colored trousers with a pair of shoes. So the couple looked amazing. So that's the first update. And next, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were in for a thrill. Today, Harry showed just how fearless he is, taking a thrill-filled ride around a skeleton bobsled track in Whistler. So he achieved an impressive top speed of 61 miles per hour during that daring feat that left even his wife Meghan amazed, and fellow onlookers were impressed. So take a look at this. So, wow, this is fantastic. Once again, Prince Harry is just hands-on. I love the fact that he is willing to get in there and truly take part in what is happening. So the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, yet again, as they stepped out, they did not disappoint. Meghan was wrapped up against the cold temperatures in a black padded jacket and leggings with a navy beanie and a scarf, while Prince Harry kept things along the same palette in gray pants and a black insulated jacket, topped off with a white helmet as he attempted the high-speed challenge. And Prince Harry's daring seemed to inspire those around him. Apparently, a 27-year-old from Nigeria, who is one of the competitors, immediately decided after Harry to try his hand at his skeleton debut immediately after Harry, despite this being his first time out in that snowscape and never having been on a bobsled before. So I'm telling you, Invictus Games is going to be fantastic next year. Things are really shaping up amazingly. So these are those images of Prince Harry going down the 485 feet vertical drop, as well as having 16 curves. Look at Meghan here, just amazed with her camera out. I don't know if that's her camera or not, but she seems to want to capture this. Being his wife, I'm sure she is just so proud of him right there. Share your thoughts on that. I loved that. Prince Harry is the founder of the Games for wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans, and it looks like they were getting into the spirit of things.
US 32.53, 99 kilometers per hour.
I'd like to know how it goes. I'd love to. Right. We're staying here?
Yeah. Harry, how was the second run?
Even better.
Even better? You're going to go a third time?
Let's keep going till the sun goes down. Meghan, you gotta go. No way. You go.
The purpose of this week's training camp is to support nations taking part in the Games to build year-round adaptive sports programs. The Duke and Duchess today joined the participants during some of the events at the camp and will be expected to do so on Friday in Vancouver. Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025 will host more than 500 competitors from 23 nations and is scheduled to take place in February the 8th to the 16th, 2025. So this is the first Invictus Games to feature winter sports, including alpine skiing, Nordic skiing, skeleton, and wheelchair curling, but will also host indoor rowing, sitting volleyball, swimming, wheelchair rugby, and wheelchair basketball as it has previously. Next year's event will mark the 7th Invictus Games, which were created in 2014 after the Duke of Sussex returned from his deployment in Afghanistan. And it will be the second time Canada is hosting the Games after Toronto hosted in 2017. So there we have Prince Harry and Meghan. They were all smiles. I love the atmosphere. A very celebratory atmosphere and mood for sure. Everyone was so happy as well to have the Duke and Duchess of Sussex right there with them. And I've got to say, so many standout moments. So that's a quick recap from day 2 of the Sussexes out in Canada. Share your thoughts and standouts in the comments section. And of course, right here, let's just segue into the recap of day 1. A lot of standouts and amazing moments. So let's go straight to that. It was a fantastic outing for Prince Harry and Meghan as they attended the Invictus Games training session. Were all smiles as they stepped out for this day 1. They greeted athletes and onlookers, shook hands, and took pictures. So we have a lot to talk about. They got straight into the spirit of things. The couple walked out hand in hand, out in the snow, smiling and tenderly holding on to each other. Firstly, the Sussexes greeted Mike and his wife Laurie, and they were greeted by organizers and participants from the camp before the Duke of Sussex was taken to the adaptive ski to try a run for himself. Prince Harry joked, quote, "Do I need to sign a waiver?" end quote, which got a large chuckle out of his wife. And as an aside, as we talk about how happy they looked, I've got to say, and everyone concurred, that the couple looked absolutely stunning and they were well dressed for a snowy and windy day. Prince Harry was seen in a thick black jacket with a pair of dark jeans and brown winter snowshoes, topped off with a beanie hat that covered his ginger hair. Meghan, meanwhile, wearing a stylish white sweater atop a pair of frame jeans with a large off-white Calvin Klein puffer overcoat and high-top ski boots, pairing it with a black beanie as well. They were electrifying. So as I said, Prince Harry talked about needing to sign a waiver before being strapped into the adaptive ski equipment. He tried his hand at adaptive sit skiing on the mountains while the Duchess cheered him on from the sidelines. After he had successfully completed the short run, Prince Harry described the sensation of being in the chair on skis as bizarre in quotes, and he mentioned that it was a challenge to balance, but said the experience was great in quotes. And the Duchess was wrapped up for the below freezing temperatures. He told her husband that he was, quote, doing a great job, in quotes, as he got strapped into the sit ski for the first time, which he described as cozy, in quotes. So the Duke quipped before being led down the run by an adaptive snow-schooled instructor, quote, "Let's do it. What could possibly go wrong?" End quote. He also encouraged other competitors to join him on the small run down, and they followed his lead to great fanfare from gathered onlookers, including Meghan. It was fun to see them meeting various athletes from 19 different nations, and they watched them as they demonstrated different winter sports disciplines ahead of next year's games, which will be the first to feature adaptive winter sports. Amazing interactions between the pair and those who were on the slopes. It was just a great atmosphere. They talked to bobsledders at the bottom of the ski slopes when Prince Harry took to the slopes himself, and Meghan cheered on the sidelines and was even seen taking a picture. So take a look at this. Fantastic. All smiles from the couple. And I love the fact that Prince Harry got that hands-on experience of what the competitors next year will be putting themselves through as they hit the slopes. And everyone at the event said that the energy there was just so upbeat, even if it was very cold. Everyone was bundled up in their winter gear for the below freezing temperatures. Everyone was very warmed by seeing the Duke and Duchess interacting with everyone who was going to be participating. And it's also interesting, the couple's presence on the slopes caught the attention of quite a few people. There was one boy that stood out saying, quote, "It's Harry and Meghan, Dad," end quote, when he realized who was present. So yes, once again, Prince Harry is so consistent. He's made an effort in the past to try his hand at the adaptive sporting events himself. We saw him also playing wheelchair rugby a couple of years ago. And so this is him in his element. He did try out for himself, getting that first-hand experience of what the athletes would be experiencing as they tried out these new skills and used all the new equipment which will be at their disposal for the adaptive winter sports. And he is expected to continue trialing the new winter sports on offer at more events in Whistler and in Vancouver. And you know what? I would like to see Meghan trying her hand at some of these games as well. We know she is quite athletic herself. Fantastic, as we know the couple are going to spend the next days meeting with members of the participating nations winter training camp organized before the Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025, and hearing from some of the competitors who will be taking part in the competition. They all gushed over their time with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, talking about their experiences meeting them being very, very positive. For example, here we have Ivan Morera, who represented Team USA in Germany last year and will now compete in Canada, spoke to people about learning how to ski and snowboard and his time with the Duke and Duchess. He spoke with reporters about how much he appreciated Prince Harry's support through Invictus Games. And he also said this well before they came there. He said that he was looking forward to meeting the Duke and shaking his hand and saying, quote, "Thank you for your service and thank you for the opportunity," end quote. He also said this, quote, "I have a lot of respect for Prince Harry. I believe he understands the military personnel very well because of his experience in Afghanistan and his willingness to put his life on the line for his country. He has shown that to us by creating the Invictus Games, taking inspiration from Warrior Games in the United States and creating an international competition," end quote. Also, Rosa Sanchez, the Invictus Games' first female competitor from Colombia, also told the press, quote, "Invictus Games are like a family." She also added that while she did compete in Germany last year, the winter training camp in Canada marked her first time meeting Prince Harry and Meghan, and said this, quote, "I'm happy and proud about that," end quote. So yes, once again, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex getting stuck in and not only observing what was going on, but getting involved and trying to be familiar with all the equipment that all the competitors will be using next year in the games. And we commend the Duke of Sussex for that. So they had a fantastic time meeting with team managers, coaches, competitors as well to experience winter adaptive sports ahead of the games next year. So the Invictus Games, as we know, was founded by the Duke of Sussex, a former captain in the British Army, and he founded the Games, the adaptive sports tournament for wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans in 2014. And the Invictus Games in Vancouver Whistler 2025 will bring together over 500 competitors from over 20 nations to compete in adaptive sports. This will be the first winter edition of the competition through the introduction of winter sports. Next February, athletes can go for the gold in alpine skiing, snowboarding, biathlon, Nordic skiing, skeleton, and wheelchair curling for the first time, in addition to core Invictus sports of indoor rowing, sitting volleyball, swimming, wheelchair basketball, and wheelchair rugby. Quote, as Invictus Games continues to adapt and evolve, I am extremely excited to announce that the Invictus Games Foundation has selected Canada to host the first ever Winter Hybrid Games in 2025, end quote. This is what Prince Harry said in a statement around this news. And yes, it's true, even Ivan Morera, who represented Team USA in Germany, told people that he is now learning how to ski and snowboard. And in fact, that is true of so many other competitors who will be taking part in the games in Canada. They are learning the same for the first time, and they are having to challenge themselves and push themselves in new environments, utilizing new equipment, and really pushing themselves to a whole new limit. So yay for new skills. So it has been fantastic to see the Duke and Duchess of Sussex back in Canada, a very special place for the couple on a personal level. And the Invictus Games marked an important moment early in their relationship. The two famously made their debut as a couple at the 2017 Invictus Games in Toronto. So yes, this is a recap of the day, and I have got to say it was so wonderful to see Prince Harry and Meghan on the ground in Canada and taking their time, really taking their time to interact with the team managers and those who will be taking part in the winter adaptive sports. They gave a lot of show-stopping moments as well. Many stand out, seeing Prince Harry on the slope and this wonderful wave here, so sweet. And it was fantastic to see the crowds just coming out for this couple. There is this clip here where they were waiting for them as they were leaving. Look at the crowds just gathering. And there was this interesting clip here where as Harry and Meghan departed, a group of British men began singing "God Save the King." That was interesting. So yes, the couple waved to the crowds, waved also to the press. And once again, such a jubilant atmosphere, smiles, waves, and everyone was just having such a fantastic time. And it was cold. The below freezing temperatures of -4 degrees was very evident, as you could see Prince Harry and Meghan clasping their hands as they partook in the activities together and chatted with vets before they went indoors to hold private conversations with competitors and organizers. Tremendous respect and love for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It was fantastic to see the onlookers, crowds just gathering when they learned that they were there. And isn't it quite interesting that on the ground, as people say, things are so different. People love them and gravitate towards them. It was an amazing mood and feeling throughout. People were happy to see them there. It was very relaxed as well. Also, seeing the press pack there, seeing many of their behind the scenes, which I will be putting here and here. It was noteworthy that they themselves felt like it wasn't rushed. They were having a good time there. Though it was cold, everyone agreed it was cold. But yes, everyone had a fantastic time. This highlights Harry and Meghan's dedication for the veteran and Invictus Games community, putting them on this platform where they can be celebrated. Wounded, injured, sick service personnel can engage in sports to aid in their rehabilitation. So it's also reported that Harry will be reflecting on how special Canada has become to him and his wife on a speech on Friday at the final countdown event in Vancouver. So keep it here. That will be incredible as well. So these are my updates for day 1 and 2 of the Invictus Games 1 year to go event in Canada with the Sussexes and every incredible competitor who will be taking part in the games and in the winter adaptive sports. It has been a tremendous pleasure to share this with all of you. These have been my highlights and standouts. Now share yours with me in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, before we log off, allow me here to thank those of you who support this channel financially and shout out a couple of you here by name. A very, very special thank you to you. Alma Andrews, I appreciate you for every way that you go above and beyond in your support for my work here. So faithful. You are so generous and kind and a tremendous blessing to this channel. I'm so moved by how sweet and kind you are. May God bless you. Thank you as well to you, Judy Basil. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for every time that you've given towards my work here. You are so special and a blessing, and may God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. A very special thank you to Elaine Babb, another very long time supporter of this channel. Thank you so much for your affection, your warmth, for thinking of me. You are a boost to my channel, very encouraging, and I pray for God to bless you and yours. A special thank you to you, Rochelle Cherry, who is also one of the channel supporters. Love you so much. May God bless you, and thank you so much for your generous support. May God multiply his blessings towards you and for giving time and time again. Thank you. And a special thank you to you, Anitra Turner. Know that you are so appreciated here. You are warm and kind and have been so generous. Thank you for being a blessing to all of us here on this channel. And God bless you. And a very special thank you to you. You go by the handle Twingy Twango 6971. Love that. I greatly appreciate you for giving towards my work. It's a blessing to have you here on this YouTube journey. Thank you for your comments, your love, and support. May God bless you. A very special thank you as well to Sylvia Ward. Thank you, thank you. May God bless you so much for your generous support. You are always such a blessing and valued, and I wish to express how much you mean to me. Thank you, thank you. Once again, share all your thoughts on this in the comment section. Thank you to all who support this channel and for those who like, comment, and share. If you liked this one, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe. It truly does help out the channel. And follow on Twitter or X. Links will be in the cards and at the end screens. Thank you very much. Keep it here for more Invictus Games updates. I love you all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.